Welcome to Alpha Review. Today, we're stepping back in time and into a world of pure, unadulterated charm. Forget the massive Class A motorhomes and the rugged overland rigs for a moment, because what we have here is something utterly unique, a delightful, teardrop-shaped microcamper that looks like it rolled straight out of a mid-century European dream. Just look at this thing. It's impossible not to smile. This is not just a vehicle, it's a personality with a driver's seat. Exterior design, a masterclass in mid-century charm. From the moment you see its profile, you know this isn't just transportation, it's a statement. The aesthetic is a perfect blend of retro-futuristic design and cozy, practical minimalism. The two-tone paint job, a soft cream up top and a warm, inviting tan on the bottom, is perfectly complemented by the heavy use of chrome accents. Note the subtle pinstripe where the two colors meet, a classic detailing touch that elevates the entire design. The colors themselves are soft, vintage hues that speak to a gentler, more optimistic era of design. The most striking feature, of course, is the front end. It is dominated by that single, centrally located chrome headlight and the deeply curved, steeply raked windshield. The windshield design isn't just for looks, it gives the driver an almost panoramic view, enhancing the sense of open-air travel and helping to mitigate the visual effect of such a short hood. This single headlight, single-wheel setup screams efficient, minimalist design, a necessary innovation from a post-war period obsessed with getting the most utility out of the smallest footprint. The front fender is tightly curved around the wheel, suggesting precise engineering, and the small, amber turn signals mounted on the upper body are perfectly placed to be noticeable without breaking the flow of the design. The three-wheeled stance, often associated with classic bubble cars and early micro-utility vehicles, adds a quirky, motorcycle-like maneuverability that you just don't get with conventional four-wheelers. It suggests a tiny turning radius, making it ideal for navigating tight parking spots or the narrow streets of a historic city center. Moving along the side, the body curves back beautifully to encompass the rear wheels, giving it that classic, aerodynamically appealing teardrop silhouette. The smooth fiberglass bodywork, or perhaps a highly polished sheet metal, is entirely free of harsh angles. Everything is rounded, everything is soft. It speaks to a gentler, slower pace of travel. The small, integrated bumper in the rear is a nice touch, offering a bit of protection without adding unnecessary visual bulk. The exposed suspension elements visible under the chassis reinforce the fact that this machine, while cute, is built to be a robust, functioning traveler. Performance and engineering speculation. Now, let's talk about what might be driving this wonderful machine. Given its size and heritage, we're almost certainly looking at a small, air-cooled engine, likely mounted in the rear, perhaps borrowing a design similar to early Volkswagen, Fiat, or Messerschmitt motors. We're probably talking about an engine displacement somewhere between 150 cubic centimeters and 500 cubic centimeters. This isn't a vehicle built for speed. Top speed would likely be somewhere in the range of 40 to 55 miles per hour. This limitation is not a flaw, it's a feature. It enforces a philosophy of travel where the journey, the scenic route, and the experience itself are more important than the arrival time. It encourages you to take the back roads, to wave at passers-by, and to become part of the landscape, not just a blur rushing through it. The fuel economy would be extraordinary. Imagine a mobile home that gets motorcycle-level gas mileage. The simplicity of the mechanicals also implies reliability and ease of maintenance. This is the kind of motor that an amateur mechanic could tinker with in their driveway, no complex computers or diagnostic ports, just pure, mechanical engineering. The three-wheel configuration means a unique driving dynamic. The driver would need to be mindful of cornering speeds, but the low center of gravity provided by the heavy chassis keeps the design surprisingly stable. Stepping inside, the cozy cabin experience. While we can only glimpse the interior, those curtained windows are our invitation to imagine. The space is clearly defined by warmth and simplicity. The small side entrance door, which likely opens forward, suggests a low step-in height, making access easy. Once inside, the entire cabin is effectively a single, multi-purpose room. We can surmise a layout featuring two built-in bench seats running along either side, which would serve as comfortable daytime seating or a dinette area with a small, removable table. The absolute magic of a camper this size is the quick conversion. These benches would slide and lock together to form a surprisingly large and comfortable small double bed, perfectly sized for a cozy couple or a single traveler with room to sprawl. The windows, with their simple, cream-colored curtains, are perfectly proportioned, not only flooding the cabin with natural light but also providing privacy when needed. I imagine they are high quality, likely incorporating a simple slide or crank mechanism to allow for a superb crossbreed.